Today is Thursday, April 2nd. And there's a lot of fear in the world right now. As of this week, COVID-19 has killed more Americans than 9/11. And the worst is yet to come. Experts are saying that even with social distancing, this disease will probably hit its peak in about 2 weeks. Beyond that, our economy has seen the sharpest short-term decline since the Great Depression. So there's a lot of fear in this world. More than fear, there's a sense of helplessness. It seems that the only thing we can do in response to this disease is stay home and wash our hands. This feels like something we have no control over. And that creates a feeling of helplessness and humiliation. And fear itself is dangerous. I've mentioned in my sermon several times that the most common command in the Bible is do not be afraid. But beyond that, fear leads to anger. We can only handle being afraid so long before that fear turns into anger. And if we don't have a specific topic for our anger, then we just have this spirit of anger at everyone and everything around us. I once heard it described like this: humiliation always turns into rage. How long does that take? It depends. Germany after World War I was 15 to 20 years. Wile E. Coyote, he had a much faster turnaround time. But fear always leads to anger. And our Lord warned us about anger. In Matthew 5:22, Jesus said, I tell you the truth. Anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment. If we let fear run rampant in our lives, it will turn into anger. 100% guaranteed. So what we need right now is a cure for fear. First, let me tell you why we're not afraid. We are not afraid because our God is still on the throne. The God who made us and who made viruses is still in control, and this has not taken him off guard. So now let me talk about how we escape fear. It's not bravery. We need bravery, we need courage to serve the Lord, but bravery is not a lack of fear. Bravery is doing what we know is right even when we are afraid. And bravery is important, but right now, what we need is not to be brave. What we need is to be fearless. And fearlessness is not something we can accomplish on our own. To be fearless comes as a gift of God, or it doesn't come at all. If you've been watching these videos over the last few weeks, you've noticed that I've talked a lot about prayer and meditation and fasting. And part of the reason for that is that they all lead to this moment. We become fearless by asking our God to take away our fear. We become fearless by meditating on passages of the Bible like Isaiah 43:1, which says, do not be afraid. I have redeemed you. I have called you by name and you are mine. We become fearless by practicing other forms of meditation like palms down, palms up, in which we hand God our fear and we accept his faith and his hope. We become fearless by fasting, which allows us to experience the presence of God and to recognize that God is still in control even when we take away the things that we thought we couldn't live without. Now is a time for fearlessness. On our own, by our willpower, we might be able to summon up a little bit of courage. But no amount of willpower will make us fearless. That is a gift of God. And we have a God who gives generously when we are willing to take serious the work of asking him. May God be with you, and I'll see you tomorrow.